Welcome to Math Mantra channel. Continued with the chapter Unique Factorization Domain. Today we do a theorem on unique factorization domain, that is, let R be an integral domain with unity. Prove that R is a unique factorization domain if and only if every non-zero, non-unit element of R is a finite product of primes. So let's prove it. Let R be a unique factorization domain. Then by definition of unique factorization domain, every non-zero, non-unit element can be expressed as a finite product of primes. Right? So, one way it is proved that if R is a unique factorization domain, then every non-zero, non-unit element of R is a finite product of primes. We have proved earlier that in a unique factorization domain, and every non-zero, non-unit element of R is a finite product of primes. So let's prove the converse. Let A be a non-zero, non-unit element of an integral domain R with unity. Therefore, A equal to P1, P2, P3 so on up to Pm, where Pi, I varying from 1 to 3 so on up to M are primes. Since R is an integral domain, therefore, each Pi is irreducible. We shall show that each irreducible element of R is a prime. Now let X be any irreducible element of R. Therefore, X is a non-zero, non-unit element, and so X equal to Q1, Q2, Q3 so on up to Qn, where Qj are primes. Let n greater than 1 as X is irreducible. Therefore, X equal to Q1 into Q1, Q3 so on up to Qn. So X equal to Q1, Q2, Q3 so on up to Qn. That implies either Q1 or Q2, Q3 so on up to Qn is a unit. But Q1 being a prime cannot be a unit. So this implies Q2, Q3 so on up to Qn is a unit. But this implies Q2 is a unit, which is not possible as Q2 is a prime. Thus, n equal to 1, that is X is a prime. Therefore, we have shown that an arbitrary irreducible element X belongs to integral domain R is also a prime element. Hence, R is a unique factorization domain. Now, let's prove the next theorem, that is, in a unique factorization domain, every pair of non-zero elements have a GCD and LCM. In a unique factorization domain, every pair of non-zero elements have a GCD, that is the greatest common divisor, and LCM, that is the least common multiple. So, let's prove it. Let R be a unique factorization domain and let AB belongs to R be two non-zero elements. Let us consider the case when one of them, say A, is a unit. Therefore, by definition of unit, A inverse exists and B equal to A inverse into B, that is equal to A into A inverse B. And this implies A divides B. Also, A divides A, so this implies A is a common divisor of A and B. Now let D belongs to R be such that D divides A and D divides B. This implies D divides A. Therefore, we can say that A is the GCD of A and B. Similarly, if we assume that B to be the unit, then B is the GCD of A and B. Again A divides B and B divides B, so B is the common multiple of A and B. let C belongs to R such that A divides C, B divides C, so B divides C. Thus, from these facts, we can say that B is the LCM of A and B. Similarly, if we consider B as a unit, then A will be the GCD of A and LCM of A and B. Now, the case 2, we can consider the case when none of A and B is a unit. Since R is the unique factorization domain, therefore A can be written as P1 to power alpha 1 into P2 to power alpha 2, so on up to Pn to power alpha n. And also B can be expressed as P1 to power beta 1, P2 to power beta 2, so on up to Pn to power beta n. Can be expressed as a product of irreducibles PIS where suitable choosing by the power of Pi to power S, right. So, let gamma is but P let gamma I is equal to the minimum of alpha I beta I and delta I is equal to the maximum of alpha I beta I varying from 1 to up to n. Then C is equal to P1 to power gamma 1 into P2 to power gamma 2, so on up to Pn to power gamma n is GCD of A and B. And D is equal to P1 to power delta 1, P2 to power delta 2, so on up to Pn to power delta n is the LCM of A and B. We can see the example also for this. In Z, we note that 60 and 75 belongs to Z and can be expressed as 60 equal to 2 to power 2 into 3 to power 1 into 5 to power 1. Comparing it with P1 to power alpha 1 into P2 to power alpha 2, so on up to P3 to power alpha 3. Then 75 can be written as 2 to power 0 into 3 to power 1 into 5 to power 2. That is equal to P1 to power beta 1 into P2 to power beta 2 into P3 to power beta 3. Therefore, C is equal to C is equal to 2 to power 0 because minimum of 2 and 0 is 0 and into 3 to power 1 minimum of 1 and 1 is 1 into 5 to power 1 because minimum of 5 to power 1 and 5 to power 2 is 5 to power 1. So, it is 15 is the GCD of 60 and 75. Now, to find the LCM, we have to take the maximum powers. So, 2 to power 2 into 3 to power 1 into 5 to power 2 because maximum of 2 and 0 is 2, maximum of 1 and 1 is 1 and maximum of 2 and 1 is again 2. So, LCM is 300, right. So, let us start the theorem. Let R be a integral domain with unity. If every non-zero, non-unit element in R can be expressed as a finite product of irreducible elements and every irreducible element is prime, then R is a unique factorization domain. Okay? So, proof, let A be non-zero, non-unit element of R such that A equal to P1, P2, Pm equal to Q1, Q2, so on up to Qn, where Pi and Qj are irreducible elements. We shall show that M equal to N and each Pi is an associate of some Qj. We prove this theorem by induction method. Now, if N equal to 1, then A equal to P1, P2, so on up to Pm, that is equal to Q1, right? अगर N 1 के बराबर है तो A इक्वल टू Q1 हो गया और P1, P2, Pm के बराबर है. Since Q1 is irreducible, therefore some Pi must be a unit. But each Pi itself being an irreducible cannot be a unit. Therefore, m must be equal to 1. Thus, A equal to P1 equal to Q1. So, the theorem is true for n equal to 1. Now, let us assume that the theorem is true for n minus 1. Now, A equal to P1, P2 so on up to Pm equal to Q1, Q2 so on up to Qn. This implies P1 into P2 so on up to Pm equal to Q1 into Q2 into Q3 up to Qn. So, we can say that Q1 divides P1 into P2 so on up to Pm. Also, Q1 is given to be irreducible and prime. So, A1 divides either P1 और P2 so on up to और Pm. मतलब Q1 जो है P1, P2, Pm में से किसी एक को डिवाइड करेगा because Q1 is irreducible and prime. So we can say without loss of generality we can assume that Q1 इनमें से किसी एक को डिवाइड करता है, let it be P1. This implies P1 is equal to Q1 into U1, but P2 is irreducible, therefore Q1 or U1 is a unit. Since P2 is irreducible, therefore Q1 or U1 is a unit. Since Q1 being irreducible is not a unit, therefore U1 is a unit. This implies P1 and Q1 are associates. Okay. क्योंकि P1 इक्वल टू Q1 इंटू U1 आ गया, बट P1 इरिड्यूसिबल है, देयरफॉर Q1 और U1 जो है वो यूनिट होंगे. लेकिन Q1 इरिड्यूसिबल है, सो ना तो ये यूनिट हो सकता है, तो फिर U1 यूनिट हो गया. इसका मतलब हुआ कि P1 एंड Q1 आर एसोसिएट्स, राइट. सो वी कैन से दैट Q1 इंटू U1 into P2, P3 so on up to Pm equal to Q1 into Q2 into Q3 so on up to Qn. ओके, ये P1 की जगह पे हमने पुट कर दिया Q1 U1 और U1 P2 into P3 so on up to Pm equal to Q2 into Q3 so on up to Qn, cancelling Q1 both sides. और P2 dash, let P2 dash is equal to U1 P2 into P3 so on up to Pm equal to Q2 into Q3 so on up to Qn. Since this equation, that is P2 dash P3 into Pm equal to Q2 into Q3 so on up to Qn has n minus 1 elements on the right hand side. And also we have assumed that the theorem is true for the product of n minus 1 elements. Therefore, m minus 1 equal to n minus 1 implies m equal to n. Again, by taking P1, P2 so on up to Pm equal to Q2 into Q1, Q3 up to Qn and discussing in a similar way as above, we see that Q2 is an associate of P2. In general, continuing like this, we will get each Qi is an associate of some Pi. So, that will prove that R is a unique factorization domain. Is it clear?